All right, so we're diving deep into meal planning today.
Uh-huh.
We've got some interesting stuff here,
Yeah.
tips from the CDC,
Yeah.
a whole 3-week meal plan from Safe Food,
Wow.
and how sugar notes can uh, make it personal for you.
Okay.
And I know meal planning can sound kind of, well, like a chore sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, really, another thing to plan?
Totally.
But honestly, it's such a game
It
changer.
is.
Like, less stress, more time,
Yeah.
more delicious, healthy meals.
I think what's really cool about it is how it empowers you.
Yeah.
Like you can take control of your health, your
Yeah.
well-being.
Right.
It's not just the food itself.
Uh-huh.
It's like creating a system that just works for you and supports your goals.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to give you the knowledge to do it
Right.
and the tools
With tools.
to totally rock meal planning.
Awesome.
So first, why is it so important?
Okay, so
Especially if you're managing diabetes.
the CDC highlights how crucial meal planning is
Yeah.
for regulating blood sugar, especially for people with diabetes.
Right.
Because if you're ensuring a consistent carb intake,
Yeah.
you're preventing those blood sugar spikes and dips that can be problematic.
Yeah, it's all about that balance, right?
Right.
Keeping things steady.
Yes.
But what's interesting
Yeah.
is that Safe Food, and they focus on just healthy eating in general,
Uh-huh.
they actually emphasize that meal planning is beneficial for everybody,
As.
not just those with diabetes.
Yeah.
So-
if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
meal planning can really simplify your life.
Yeah.
It saves time.
Yeah.
Saves money
Yeah.
because you're less likely to waste food.
Right.
And it makes those healthier choices so much easier.
You know, I used to think meal planning was just about like salads and saying no to takeout.
Right.
Once I started actually doing it,
Yeah.
I realized it's really about making healthy eating enjoyable,
Yeah.
sustainable.
Sustainable, yeah.
It's about having those meals ready to go.
When you need them.
So you're not tempted by those last-minute unhealthy choices.
Exactly. That's such a key point. It's
Yeah.
about setting yourself up for success.
Right.
And speaking of success, Safe Food outlines a 6-step approach
Oh.
to meal planning.
6 steps.
Okay, I think is really helpful.
Let's hear it.
All right, so first,
Lay it on me.
it's about setting aside time to plan,
Okay.
even just 15 minutes a week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's doable.
It can make such a huge difference.
15 minutes. Yeah, anyone can do that.
Just imagine carving out a little bit of your Sunday afternoon
Yeah.
to plan out your meals for the week.
Yeah.
And you're already ahead of the game.
ahead of the game.
Step 2 is taking inventory.
Okay.
Before you even make a shopping list,
Yeah.
go raid your pantry and fridge.
Okay.
You might be surprised by what you already have in there.
Oh, I'm so guilty of that.
Me too.
Like buying duplicates because I forgot what's in the back of my pantry.
Absolutely.
But this is all about minimizing that waste
Yes.
and saving some money.
Saving money.
Okay, I like it.
So now comes the fun part.
Ooh, okay.
Step 3, it's all about incorporating your favorite meals.
Okay.
This isn't about deprivation.
Okay.
It's about making meal planning work for you.
So if you love pasta, you don't have to give it up.
No.
You just got to find healthy, delicious ways to include it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then step 4,
Okay.
this tackles the whole leftovers dilemma.
Oh, yeah.
Safe Food suggests strategically planning meals that can be repurposed
Ooh.
into leftovers.
So it's not just random leftovers in your fridge.
No.
You're being intentional about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then step 5, it's all about efficiency.
Okay.
Bulk cooking.
Ooh, yes.
Cook larger portions,
Yeah.
freeze them,
Yeah.
or enjoy them throughout the week.
That's like a gift to your future self.
It is.
Like coming home from a crazy day.
And you have a healthy meal ready to go.
In the freezer, boom, done.
Exactly.
Stress relieved.
And finally, step 6 is about choosing recipes that use similar ingredients.
Okay.
This streamlines your grocery shopping and
Yeah.
helps reduce waste.
So if you're using bell peppers in one,
Yeah,
try to find another one that uses bell peppers too.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now I'm really curious about this 3-week meal plan
Okay.
from Safe Food.
Yeah,
It sounds like a fantastic resource.
it is.
If you're new to this.
Yeah,
Or just looking for some new ideas.
absolutely.
It's a really valuable tool.
It is.
It gives you 3 weeks of breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas,
Oh,
all planned out for you.
wow, that's great.
So it takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
Were there any specific meals on the plan that stood out to you?
I was really impressed with the variety.
Yeah.
They've got, those classic comfort meals like
Yeah.
shepherd's pie,
Oh, yeah. Love it.
chicken casserole, but then they also have like a lamb curry with vegetables
Oh, that sounds nice.
and a Spanish omelet with tomato salad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting.
It shows that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just a starting point, right?
Yeah.
You can adjust it, swap out meals,
Right.
adjust portions, add snacks.
What you need to make it work for you.
Exactly. It's flexible.
Yeah.
And this leads perfectly into what we do at Sugar Notes, right?
Yes.
We take these great resources
Right.
and we personalize them for you.
We've talked about the general principles,
Yeah.
but everyone's different.
Everyone is.
Everyone has different needs and preferences,
Uh-huh.
and that's where Sugar Notes comes in.
It does.
We take all this good information
Yeah.
and make it actually, like, work for you.
Actionable. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about some specific tips from the CDC
Okay.
for folks managing diabetes.
Okay.
They've got some great advice on carb counting, portion control.
And the plate method.
Okay, the plate method.
Yeah. What can you tell us about all that?
Well, let's break it down.
Okay.
So let's start with carb counting.
All right.
That can be a game changer for blood sugar management.
It can.
Mm-hmm.
The CDC explains that carbs are the main culprit behind blood sugar spikes.
Yeah.
But the rate at which they raise your blood sugar
Mm-hmm.
can actually vary
Okay.
depending on the type of carb
Okay.
and what you eat it with.
So like drinking fruit juice
Uh-huh.
would spike your blood sugar faster than eating a whole piece of fruit.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's because the fiber in the whole fruit slows down the absorption of the sugar.
Okay, so it's kind of like it's being released more slowly.
Yeah, more slowly.
Okay.
So eating carbs alongside protein, fat, or fiber
Uh-huh.
can also help regulate that blood sugar response.
Okay.
So where does carb counting come in?
Yeah, I've heard that term thrown around a lot.
I know.
I'm not really sure what it is.
Right.
Like, how do you do it? So carb counting is essentially about
Yeah.
being mindful of how many grams of carbs you're consuming
Okay.
at each meal
Okay.
and snack.
Got it.
This awareness really helps you manage your blood sugar levels more effectively.
Oh,
But it's important to work with a doctor or registered dietitian
Uh-huh.
to figure out what your individual carb target should be.
Okay.
Everyone's needs are different.
So they can help you personalize it.
Exactly. They can help personalize it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, now this plate method.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about this one.
Okay, so imagine a 9-inch dinner plate.
Okay.
You divide it into sections.
Okay.
Half of your plate
All right.
should be filled with non-starchy veggies.
Okay.
So broccoli, spinach, asparagus.
Got it.
Then a quarter of your plate is for lean protein,
Okay.
like chicken, fish, tofu, beans, lentils.
Okay.
And then the final quarter is dedicated to your carb foods.
Okay.
So grains, starchy vegetables like potatoes or corn, or a serving of fruit.
Okay, so it's like a blueprint
It is.
for a balanced meal.
Yeah.
I love how visual that is.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
And speaking of portion control,
Okay.
the CDC actually points out the difference
Yeah.
between portion size and serving size.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Portion size is simply how much food you choose to eat at one time.
Okay.
And serving size is a standard measurement.
Yeah.
Like 1 cup
Yeah.
or 1 slice.
All right. And those serving sizes can be surprisingly small,
They can be.
especially like if you're looking at what you get at a restaurant.
I know.
It's like, oh, that's a serving size.
It's tiny.
I usually eat 3 of those.
Exactly.
So portion control, I get why that's a struggle.
It is.
But the CDC has this handy guide
Yeah.
to help.
Yes. They have this brilliant handy guide
Okay.
that uses your hand
All
as
right.
a tool.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this hand guide.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
A 3-ounce serving of meat, fish, or poultry.
Uh-huh.
It's about the size of your palm.
Okay.
Without your fingers.
Okay.
A 1-ounce serving of cheese or nuts
Yeah.
is about the size of your thumb
Okay.
from the tip to the base.
Got it.
A cup of fruit or a medium fruit
Uh-huh.
is about the size of your fist.
Okay.
And then a 1 to 2-ounce serving of nuts or pretzels
Okay.
is equal to a cupped hand.
Oh, that's so clever.
I know, right?
So even without measuring cups,
Exactly.
you can have a good sense of those portions.
Yeah.
But meal planning is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
It is.
The actual, like, meal prep,
Yeah.
that's where people get tripped up.
Yeah.
Any tips for making that more efficient
Okay, so
and maybe even enjoyable?
you hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Meal prep can feel like a whole other beast,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be this overwhelming Sunday afternoon
Right.
kitchen marathon.
Oh, good.
Like, one of the first things I always tell people
Yeah.
is that meal prep doesn't have to mean cooking every single meal.
Okay.
for the entire week ahead of time.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right.
I thought I was going to be chained to the stove all Sunday.
No,
I'm
it
gonna...
can be much more flexible than that.
Oh,
Sometimes meal prep is simply about washing and chopping veggies,
okay.
portioning out snacks,
Yeah.
cooking a big batch of grains or protein
Yeah.
that you can then use in different meals throughout the week.
Okay, so it's more about setting yourself up for success during the week
Ex-
rather than trying to, like, cook everything from scratch.
Yeah. Think of it as creating building blocks
Building blocks. Yeah.
for your meals.
Okay, I like that.
And here's another tip.
Okay.
Invest in some good quality containers.
Ooh, containers. Yes.
Trust me, good containers are a game changer.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I used to just use, like, whatever random containers I could find.
Right.
And it was just this mishmash.
Yep, total mess.
But then I got a nice set of glass containers.
Yeah.
And it made storing and transporting meals so much easier.
So much easier.
And it actually helped me with portion control, too,
It does.
because they were the right size.
Exactly.
Okay, so containers, key.
Key.
What about freezer meals?
Freezer meals are great.
I love a good freezer meal.
Yeah.
Like soups, stews.
Soups, stews, casseroles,
Yeah.
even breakfast burritos freeze beautifully.
Yeah.
And you can reheat them in a flash.
Those are lifesavers for busy weeknights
Life-saving.
when you just don't have time to cook.
They are.
Freezer meals, amazing.
Okay, so we've talked about meal planning, meal prep.
Yeah.
What about those cravings that pop up?
Oh, yeah. The cravings.
That's an important question.
Yeah. Any advice for how to deal with those?
It's about mindset.
Okay.
Cravings are totally normal.
Yeah, we all have them.
We all have them.
What's a good way to navigate them in a healthy way?
You don't want to demonize certain foods.
What?
You want to find ways to incorporate your favorites in
Yeah.
a mindful way.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between enjoying the foods you love,
Yeah.
but also nourishing your body with those whole foods.
Exactly.
Most of the time.
Depriving yourself completely usually backfires.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
Okay.
So it's about those occasional treats
Yeah,
while making healthy choices most of the time.
that makes sense.
Right.
What about, like, when you're on the go,
Oh, yeah.
eating out?
Eating out.
What are some good tips for those situations?
Planning ahead is key. If you know you're going to be out and about,
Yeah.
pack a healthy snack
Okay.
or even a full meal
Yeah, so you're not tempted.
so you're not tempted.
I used to be so bad about that. I'd get
Uh-huh.
caught out without a snack,
Yeah.
and then I'd end up, like, grabbing a sugary coffee drink.
Yeah. Or hitting the vending machine.
Or the vending machine, yeah. And then I would just feel terrible.
Exactly.
But packing a snack, it's so simple,
It is
but it makes a world of difference.
a world of difference.
What about when you are eating out,
When you're eating out,
like at a restaurant?
don't be afraid to ask questions.
Huh?
Make special requests.
Yeah,
Most restaurants are happy to accommodate.
they are. You can ask for things without oil or butter.
Absolutely.
Maybe a side of veggies instead of fries.
Yes,
So you have more control than you think.
you do.
Okay.
And here's another tip.
All right.
Check out the menu online beforehand.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So you can already have a sense of what you're going to order.
Exactly. And then you don't feel pressured at the moment.
Right, right.
And don't be afraid to share an entree
Oh, yeah.
or ask for a to-go box if the portion is huge.
Yeah, sometimes those restaurant portions are enough for 2 meals.
They are.
Okay, so we've covered meal planning, meal prep,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with cravings,
Yeah.
making healthy choices on the go.
On go.
I think before we move on to sugar notes,
Yeah.
it's worth emphasizing the mental and emotional benefits of meal planning.
Absolutely.
It's not just about the physical health.
It's not just about the physical.
It's about reducing stress,
Yeah.
improving your overall well-being.
Well-being, yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Me too.
For me, having a meal plan in place,
Yeah.
it just takes so much mental load off.
It does.
I don't have to stress about what I'm going to eat
Yeah.
if I have the ingredients.
If you have the ingredients.
It just frees up so much mental space
It does.
to focus on other things.
Right. It's one less thing to worry about in
Yeah.
our already busy lives.
Yeah, and when you're eating those nutritious, satisfying meals,
Yeah.
you're naturally going to feel better,
You feel better.
physically and emotionally.
It's all connected.
Okay, so before we delve into sugar notes specifically,
Yeah.
let's recap some key takeaways here.
Okay.
Meal planning, powerful tool for managing diabetes,
It is.
but it's also a fantastic way to improve your overall health and well-being,
Absolutely.
whether you have diabetes or not.
It's about taking control of your health
Yeah,
in a proactive and enjoyable way.
enjoyable. Yeah,
And remember, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
Start small. Find what works for you.
yeah,
Don't be afraid to ask for help along the way.
perfect. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
I think our listeners have a really good understanding now
I think so too.
of the benefits of meal planning
Yeah,
and how sugar notes can support them.
on their journey.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to emphasize?
I think it's important to remember
Yeah.
that meal planning is a journey,
Okay.
not a destination.
Okay.
There'll be times when you slip up.
Yeah.
Life gets in the way. Life happens.
And that's okay.
It's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about making progress
Exactly.
and celebrating those wins along the way.
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah,
Celebrate those successes.
yeah.
Keep learning and growing.
And remember, we're here to support you.
Always.
Okay, beautifully said.
Thank you.
On that note, I think it's time to wrap up
Okay.
this deep dive
Into meal planning.
into the world of meal planning. So we covered CDC tips, Safe Foods meal plan,
And sugar notes.
yeah, and how sugar notes can really help.
Yeah. Bring it all together.
But before we go, I want to touch on something.
Yeah.
Something important.
Okay.
We talked about the, benefits like the time saved, the stress,
Uh-huh.
healthier choices,
Right. But there's also this
this deeper level,
deeper level. Yeah.
more intangible stuff
Yeah.
that I find fascinating.
Tell me.
So meal planning can shift your whole relationship with food.
It can.
It can nourish your well-being beyond just the physical.
It's true. When you take the time to plan,
Think about the ingredients.
it becomes more than just fuel.
Yes, it's about being present in the process. Savoring flavors,
Yeah.
appreciating where your food comes from.
It becomes less about restrictions and more about like conscious choices
Yeah,
that nourish your body and mind.
exactly. It's about reclaiming that connection with food
Yeah.
and understanding the impact it has on everything.
It really does. So as you start meal planning,
Yeah,
I encourage you to, approach it with that intention,
yes.
that mindful.
And remember, it's a journey,
Yeah.
not a race.
There will be bumps,
There will.
but keep learning, keep growing.
Yeah, find what works for you.
We're excited to be part of your journey at Sugar Nuts
We are.
and to offer support.
We've got tons of resources,
Yeah.
meal recommendations, that recipe library we talked
But
about.
don't forget to check out that Safe Food Meal Plan.
Yes, 3 weeks.
We'll link to it in the show notes.
Download Sugar Notes anytime.
Yeah. And see how we can help you personalize your meal planning.
Make it enjoyable.
Make it sustainable.
Sustainable.
All right, everyone. That's a wrap on our deep dive into meal planning.
Happy planning.